My mother-in-law told the entire hospital staff our daughter's name was just a placeholder until she could pick something better. Now she's been cut off from seeing her granddaughter completely. When our daughter Ruby was born 4 months ago, Janet showed up to the delivery room with a list of names she'd already approved. Victoria, Elizabeth, Catherine, all these formal traditional names that sounded like dead queens. My husband Neil and I had picked Ruby after my grandmother who raised me. Janet heard the name and actually laughed. Said we were joking, right? Nobody names a baby after a rock. Neil told her Ruby was final. We'd already signed the birth certificate. Janet patted my hand like I was a confused child. Said hormones make women emotional after birth. That we'd come to our senses once I recovered. She started calling Ruby the baby or sweet girl, but never her actual name. At the hospital, she told every nurse who came in that we were still deciding on names, that Ruby was just temporary like those generic labels they put on newborn cribs. One nurse actually came back with forms to update the birth certificate because Janet had been so convincing about us changing our minds. When we brought Ruby home, Janet had bought a wooden sign saying Elizabeth's nursery and hung it on the door while we were still at the hospital. Neil took it down immediately, but she kept bringing new ones. Embroidered blankets with Victoria, silver spoons engraved with Catherine, and a whole christening gown with Margaret stitched across the front. She'd leave them around our house during visits, tucked in the crib, hanging in the closet, like she was trying to manifest a different baby. She initiated a peculiar campaign with Neil's relatives, using different names for Ruby with each person to see which one would stick. Told his aunt we'd named her Rose. Told his cousins it was Catherine. Told his elderly grandfather she was named after his late wife Dolores. Created this confusion where nobody knew what to call our daughter at family gatherings. People would look at us strange when we said Ruby, like we were the ones being difficult. Then came the pediatrician incident. Janet had been asking about Ruby's appointments. Said she wanted to be involved as a loving grandmother. I thought it was sweet. Gave her the schedule. She called the office pretending to be me. Tried to have them update their records to show Elizabeth Janet Turner instead of Ruby May Turner. The receptionist called me to confirm the change. When I confronted Janet, she said she was protecting Ruby from a lifetime of embarrassment. That strippers have names like Ruby, not respectable women. Last month, she started a secret group chat with Neil's side of the family about planning Elizabeth's first Christmas. Sent out matching pajama orders with Elizabeth embroidered on them, made dinner reservations under the name, and created a whole gift registry for Elizabeth Turner. Neil's sister finally forwarded me the messages asking if we'd officially changed Ruby's name and not told anyone. The Facebook disaster happened on Sunday. Janet had been quiet for 2 weeks, so I thought maybe she finally accepted reality. I posted photos from Ruby's 4-month milestone shoot. Just sweet pictures of her in a little dress my mother had sent from Italy. Within an hour, Janet had shared every single photo to her own timeline, but edited all my captions. Where I wrote, Ruby's getting so big, she'd changed it to Elizabeth Victoria Turner, 4 months of perfection. She tagged all her friends, our pediatrician's office, Neil's workplace, even my employer somehow, announcing Elizabeth's official portrait session. But she didn't stop there. She created an entirely new Facebook page called Elizabeth Victoria Turner, our precious princess, using our photos without permission. Added hundreds of her friends as followers, posted daily updates about Elizabeth's schedule, Elizabeth's favorite toys, Elizabeth's sleeping patterns, all using information about Ruby she'd gotten from eavesdropping on our conversations. Posted a birth announcement 4 months late with the wrong name, wrong birth weight because she insisted Ruby had been smaller than she actually was. She even photoshopped a birth certificate showing Elizabeth Victoria Turner and posted it as proof we'd finally fixed the mistake. Neil's phone started exploding with congratulations messages about officially naming our daughter. His boss's wife sent a silver frame engraved with Elizabeth. His uncle sent savings bonds made out to Elizabeth Turner. Everyone thought we'd been calling her the wrong name for months and finally made it legal. Neil called his mother immediately, told her to take everything down. She refused, said social media was her space to share her granddaughter however she wanted, that we couldn't control her expression of love. While they argued, I went into her Facebook and reported every single photo as stolen. Then I commented on each post that this child's name was Ruby May Turner, that Janet was spreading false information, and anyone sending gifts to Elizabeth Turner would be wasting their money since that person didn't exist. Janet called, screaming that I was ruining her reputation. Neil grabbed the phone, told her she'd ruined her own reputation by lying about a baby's name for 4 months. Said until she could say Ruby out loud, she wouldn't see Ruby at all. But what she did next was unexpected. Full story on channel. Link below.